Have you ever misplaced your phone and felt that cold drop in your stomach, like something important has vanished? Imagine that feeling multiplied across every file, photo, and sales record you own. And then imagine not just a moment of panic, but a plan that turns panic into a quick, calm fix. Maya runs a tiny weekend bakery online. She wakes up on Monday to frantic messages. Orders aren't going through, her website shows errors, and a folder of customer notes is gone. Her first instinct is to blame the internet, then to blame herself. But she breathes, reaches into a drawer, and pulls out something small that changes everything. A neat emergency kit she'd put together months ago. That kit doesn't smell like flour. It's a familiar analogy for how backups and disaster recovery work, and it saved her Monday. Think of backups as your emergency kit, a neat collection of essentials you pack so you can survive the first hours after a disaster. Copies of important documents, spare keys, a battery-powered radio, extra cash. Disaster recovery is the practiced fire drill and escape plan, the steps you rehearse so you and everyone in the building know how to get out fast, where to meet, who calls whom, and how to get your bakery back to baking. This whole story will be about that kit and that drill, and how the two together help people like Maya and businesses like yours. First, what is a backup? In plain terms, it's a copy of something you care about, stored somewhere safe so you can use it if the original is lost, corrupted, or stolen. Simple. The emergency kit version, that small waterproof box with copies of your ID, an extra phone charger, a printed list of passwords, and a thumb drive with the most important files. You hope you'll never need it, but if your laptop dies or a file disappears, the backup is the thing you reach for. Now, what is disaster recovery? It's not just having a backup tucked away. Disaster recovery is the plan and the practice that lets you take that backup and get back to normal. In the bakery example, it's not enough that Maya has receipts and customer lists in a box. She and her assistant have practiced where the printed paperwork lives, who can access the backup cloud account, how to redirect the website to a temporary storefront, and which supplier calls to make to avoid a Monday meltdown. Disaster recovery is the map, the checklist, and the practice runs you do, so the emergency kit is usable under pressure. These two things, backup and disaster recovery, work together like your kit and your fire drill. You can have an amazing kit full of useful items, but if nobody knows where it is, or how to open it in the dark, it's nearly worthless. Likewise, you can memorize steps for a drill, but without anything to execute the plan on. No spare keys, no copies of files, the drill is just rehearsal. Real resilience comes when both are done well and rehearsed. Let's make this concrete. There are a few key ideas people worry about when they hear backups and disaster recovery, so I'll explain them with our kit and drill analogy. Frequency and currency. In tech terms, people talk about how often backups run and how recent they are. With our kit, that's like how often you replace batteries in your flashlight and update the emergency contact list. If your kit has an old phone charger and expired cash, it's less helpful. So make backups regularly and make sure they include the latest versions of what you care about. Where you store backups. On-site versus off-site. Storing your kit in the same building as your laptop is like leaving your emergency kit taped under the kitchen table. Fine if something small happens, but useless if the building burns down. Off-site could mean a cloud service or a safe deposit box at the bank. Keep a copy where the same disaster can't take everything at once. Types of backups. Full, incremental, and versioned backups are ways to save space and time. In kit language, a full kit is a complete set of everything you might need. An incremental restock is adding just what changed since last month, like swapping in fresh batteries instead of buying an entire kit again. Versioning is keeping note of past receipts and notes, so if you accidentally toss a file, you can go back to the version from last week. Automation and people. Automation is like having a robot that checks your kit every week and replaces anything past its expiration date. People are the ones who know the escape route and who to call. Both matter. Automated backups reduce the chance of human forgetfulness. Practiced procedures put people into action when it counts. Test restores. You have to practice opening the kit and using the items, not just know they're there. That means periodically restoring a file or spinning up a copy of your website to make sure it actually works. It's the difference between a fire drill and the first time you try to open the emergency exit in a real emergency. Here are 2 everyday examples that might hit home. Example 1. The family photo album. Grace had her phone stolen during vacation. The thief took the phone, and along with it, years of photos. Grace had a backup. Her phone automatically uploaded photos to a cloud account every night. She walked into a cafe, logged into the cloud from another device, and pulled down the photos. The emergency kit here was the automated backup to the cloud. The disaster recovery was her practice knowledge of how to log in, where the photo folders were, and which albums to download to share with family quickly. Quick win, minimal damage. Example 2. The small online shop. Jordan runs an online store that sells custom sneakers. One afternoon, a supplier's software update broke their checkout system. Jordan had backups of the website database and a disaster recovery plan, a secondary server ready to take over, and a checklist that told their assistant how to flip the switch, restore the latest database, and reroute payments to a backup gateway. Because they'd rehearsed this with their team on a slow Tuesday, they had the checkout backup within an hour. What would have been a weekend of lost orders became a shorter hiccup. There are some common traps I want to flag using the kit analogy. I'll back up everything later is like saying you'll pack the kit tomorrow. Life gets busy, pack today. Set small automated steps. Keeping everything in one place is like storing the kit in the basement during hurricane season. Bad idea. Spread copies to survive different disasters. Thinking a backup is a substitute for a recovery plan. A kit with instructions you never read is half a kit. So, what should you do this week in practical steps that match the emergency kit and fire drill idea? 1. Make a small kit. Pick a few priority things to back up now. Photos, key documents, business records. Put them in a place you can access quickly and also in a safe off-site place like a cloud folder. 2. Automate the routine. Set your phone, laptop, or website to back up automatically on a schedule you can live with. Daily for things you change a lot, weekly for less critical stuff. 3. Make a simple recovery plan. Write down who does what if something breaks. Who logs into the backups? Where are the credentials stored? Who calls customers? Keep the plan short and easy to follow. 4. Practice. Once a quarter, rehearse the drill. Restore a file or spin up a temporary version of your website to confirm the plan actually works. 5. Review and refresh. Update the kit and the plan when things change. New suppliers, new team members, or new devices. Let's finish by circling back to Maya's bakery. When her Monday crisis hit, she didn't waste time guessing. Her emergency kit had the latest customer lists, her website provider credentials, and a backup of the day's orders. Her disaster recovery drill made sure Ava, her assistant, knew to take the phone number list to call customers, to switch the site to a temporary order form, and to text suppliers. By lunchtime, orders were moving again. The kit gave them the tools, the drill gave them the confidence and the speed. Backups are your emergency kit. Disaster recovery is the practiced fire drill and escape plan. One gives you what you need, the other teaches you how to use it calmly when the heat is on. Together, they turn a potential disaster into a manageable interruption. If you take one thing away, let it be this. You don't need a massive budget to be prepared. Start with a tiny kit and a simple drill. Build them over time. The peace of mind is worth it. If this helped, tap like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Join us for more simple stories that make tech feel less scary and more useful.